This episode of I've Had It is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. Every time I use Booking.com to find a place to stay in the U.S., I know they'll have exactly what I'm looking for. They have a huge variety of options from hotels to vacation rentals, and I'm always able to find something that fits my specific needs. I found that Booking.com has something for everyone. Find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. So are we supposed to start the podcast?
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Patriots, gay triots, they triots, black triots, brown triots.
Fuck off!
I see. I'm really, really impressed with like DJ Beaver. I mean, like maybe you should start beatboxing when you do that.
DJ BJ
Can you
Beaver.
beatbox?
No, fuck no. I have no musicality.
Okay. All right. Pumps, what have you had it with?
Okay, what I've had it with, and I've had it with this for a long time, but I've had it with alternative facts.
Yeah.
And alternative narratives.
Yeah.
We should all be agreed, pedophiles are bad. People that sexually abuse and traffic children for sex are bad people. Period. No carve-outs, no moral gymnastics, no they're a victim, full stop. And I just see like everybody, all the MAGA faithful were super mad about Jeffrey Epstein until, Dear Leader was one. And now we're flipping over saying free Ghislaine and we're sending her to the, club fed prison. And you've got fucking idiots at Newsmax saying, well, she's a victim. Like she was a grown-ass woman. Like there's no carve out for her. There's no carve out for Trump. There's no carve out for anybody, Republican, Democrat, Independent in the Epstein files. And why have we slid so far as a country that that's up for debate?
And I think what we have to remember is the voices of the victims.
Agree.
And when I've seen a lot of video of them talking about how they think that Ghislaine Maxwell was far more evil than even Epstein. And that's such a low bar. And when you hear them speak about how predatory and manipulative and what a co-conspirator and co-abuser she was, I just cannot believe that there are news channels, social media channels that are now so into sucking up to this insecure man that has to cheat at golf.
Right.
Cheat at everything else too, but I'm just want to focus on the golf right now. He lies all the time and says he wins all these golf tournaments, and it's a lie. So that's the guy that you're throwing every sense of any shred of decency, morality, conviction that you have inside. You're throwing it away for that guy. That's the guy that you're giving it all up for. It's just fascinating how much worse Donald Trump makes human beings.
And here's the thing. 90% of these people that are making these excuses for him are voting against their own interest. His economic policy is hurting them financially. And not only are they willing to pay more for less, be pro-billionaire, now they're pro-pedophile. And I'm just like, I cannot wrap my head around these people. And I mean, a year ago, I couldn't wrap my head around triple Trumpers. But it's just, is there no line they won't cross to kiss his ass?
But we have to remember all of this has been out in the public domain for a long time. Like when the Grab 'em by the Pussy tape came out, accompanying that were audio clips of Trump discussing when he owned the pageant.
Right.
And a lot of these girls were 16, 17 years old. That he liked to go into the dressing room, and there they were. They were standing there just completely naked, and I could go back there because I owned the pageant. And there was no moral outrage then. So to me, it makes sense that they've continued to contort themselves morally with this issue because Grab 'em by the Pussy wasn't the end of it. The lying about Stormy Daniels, even though these people are all about family values, and they just went bananas over Bill Clinton, as they should have. Bill Clinton lied about that. He cheated on his wife. Monica Lewinsky was way too young. I mean, you should be morally outraged by that. But they do not attach moral outrage to people who agree with them politically. Those people are exempt from it. They only want to attach their moral outrage to people who disagree with them politically. Then they've got to be in their bonnet and they're ready to go, keyboard warrior, gravy seals all over the place. But when it's Trump, he does all of this stuff with impunity. And then just all of the men that worship him.
Yeah.
It's just they're just such beta males that they just go along with everything. If he were to come out and say, you know what, Ghislaine Maxwell is a predator, blah, 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 Newsmax would just completely do a 180 and start reporting otherwise. But they've gotten their orders from him and they're going to go along with it. And all of these people go along with this stuff because they are incapable of having conviction, which is weak. These are weak betas. And the reason that I bring up beta is because these are the people that talk 24/7, 365 in the manosphere. Jesse Waters on Fox News has devoted hour upon hour upon hour of how to spot a real man.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
And real men do this and fake men don't, do that. And at the end of the day, weak men follow people with blind obedience. And that's what Trump has in his followers. Blind obedience, which in essence, they have to put on all this tough guy stuff and have to get truck nuts and monster truck tires and wear their big boy shirts because they have no identity other than it being completely enveloped into his crazy identity, which brings me to my point.
Okay.
I've had it with Donald Trump closing his tweets. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And here's the thing. It's a tweet like, I hate the leftist, liberal lunatics and sleazeballs, and they've had all these hoaxes against me, and Charlemagne the God is a racist, and I think we need to arrest Oprah, and I think we need to arrest Beyonce, and I hate Taylor Swift. Thank you for your attention to this matter. The matter that I'm seeing that you're directing my attention to be, that you're thanking me for, the matter that I'm seeing here is that you are not tethered to reality.
Correct.
That you were in the throes of a psychotic episode, that you were in the throes of a complete dementia spiral. And so my attention to this matter is to all of the sycophants surrounding you and saying, hello, why isn't anybody taking this man's phone away, getting him a bra, getting him some compression socks, getting him a makeup wipe, and putting him into a padded cell with a straitjacket? Why are you not doing that? Why is that not happening? Why do we have a president of the United States that sends these crazy ass tweets and then says, thank you for your attention to this matter?
I completely agree. If he was like saying, please be thinking of the victims of the Texas flood. They've endured so much, blah, 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 send to the Red Cross or whatever. Thank you for attention to this matter. I could stomach that. I wouldn't like it because I don't think people should govern from social media. But this man is levying tariffs on country and talking about foreign policy on his fucking social media. And not only does he say, thank you for attention to this matter, DJT, it's full of misspellings, cap locks, no cap locks.
Well, and I'm tired of him making something a proper noun that isn't a proper
one.
noun.
Yes. Yesterday it was like
borders.
7 million, capital 7, capital M.
And then also putting quotes around something that shouldn't be quoted. Do you know what I mean? Like just from start to finish. And this has just become so normalized. And then if you get on social media, like he sent out this batshit crazy tweet a couple of weeks ago about the American Eagle and Sydney Sweeney and Taylor Swift and all of this stuff. Objectively bananas. Objectively, this guy is a nutbag that needs to have his device taken away from him. On the low testosterone side of Twitter, they all retweet it and put, ha, 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 DJT is so hilarious. They celebrate the insanity and the depravity and the terrible grammar and just the abject stupidity of the moral rot that is this man's fingers to a smartphone.
The moral rot is just It's unbelievable because I would be like, if I was a big Trump gal and he started posting on, I'd be embarrassed. I'd be like, he cannot spell. He's not grammatically correct. He's capitalizing cap locks. But then you see the letters that he sends to other countries. They're no better. Like there is nobody in that White House with Grammarly. Nobody. I mean, it's just not that hard. Spell check. I mean, all of these basic things. He's the president of the United States, and nobody can edit a letter that he writes and make sure that Mr. President and Her Highness are not in the same letter to the same person. That is how incompetent they are. But what they also are is cruel. And people are just enraged. And these low-T Twitter guys, they think that their masculinity is under attack because they have little dicks and girls don't like them because they suck. But they can't look at, I'm the problem. I need to make myself better. It has to be everybody's problem. They're all Donald Trump and just, less Humpty Dumpty, less orange makeup. Daddy didn't leave them $500 million.
They're worse because I've said this on our other podcast. Donald Trump has always been this way.
Yeah.
He's always been a malignant narcissist. He's always been a nutbag. He's always lied. He's always cheated. He has always bankrupted things. He's always fucked everything up. The guy could fuck up a wet dream. Okay. That has been constant and ubiquitous throughout this entire man's life. A lot of these Republicans that have moved and shifted, there is video after video after video of them talking about what a nightmare Donald Trump is. And there's nothing more weak or more beta than somebody who cannot stick to their conviction,
right,
and then morally contort themselves for that guy. That's the thing, like if there was even a redeeming quality about him, then maybe you'd be like, okay, this person evolved. Maybe it was to the wrong way. But this is like everybody around him has become a worse person.
Yeah.
The people that I know in my personal life that have triple trumped, I no longer speak to because they've become that much worse of a person. I have never seen in my lifetime the impact that somebody could have to make millions of people worse. And they celebrate their depravity and their cruelty and the idiocy of this guy, Cankles McTaco Tits, that literally criticizes everybody all the time. And nobody even thinks, oh my God, he doesn't look that great. What they do instead is they Photoshop him.
Right.
And try to make him look like he's attractive. And here's another thing that bugs me. And this is just a fascist authoritarian play. But, he retook his presidential portrait to mimic his mugshot, which we have a president of the United States that has a criminal record of mugshot. And now he's posting it around all these buildings. And I think that like all of the low T men, and I think a lot of these white MAGA women, they look at him and they think, and I've seen it on like, this photo hits hard.
Yeah. They do.
They think that he looks good.
Right.
They think that it projects strength, and not understanding that if somebody has to put their face and their photograph over all of these federal buildings, it reeks of insecurity. It reeks of, look at me, pick me. My mommy and daddy didn't love me enough. And how many people support how toxic he is. I guess I knew America was fucked up. I didn't understand the degree of the toxicity on the right side.
No, I agree. And I didn't realize the deep hatred that people have and think they're victims. Like at this point, he's all like, if the economy's bad, it's Biden's economy. If the economy goes up, it's because I'm so great, even though I'm not in power. And, Walmart's raising prices. Well, it can't be because of me, because I'm perfect. Like the victimhood, I didn't realize, like I would get so sick. I was married to somebody that was a victim.
Oh, he was the worst.
And it's like, I can't be around somebody that everything
Trump's
happens
worse.
to them. A million times
worse.
But how come people are not sick of it? Like I've told my kids, like when they're like, so-and-so's mad at me, so-and-so's mad at me. I'm like, if everybody's mad at you, you're the problem. Like not everybody. So if you're fucking up everything you touch, you're the common denominator. But these people obviously think they are a victim of their boss or the deep state or whatever fake thing they have it in their head, there are a lot more people that think that they're victims.
Think about their growing list of grievances that happens all the time. You know, it started with drag queens.
Right.
And teachers. And then they moved to trans people. And now they've moved to the quote, rainbow mafia. And then it's immigrants. And then, of course, it's DEI, which is just their way of saying the N-word.
Right.
And now their newest thing, Charlie Kirk and all of the other teeny weeny betas, their new thing is the white liberal women.
Yep.
And I think your growing list of people that trigger you is not the testament to strength that you think it is. In fact, to me, it is an evidence list, a bullet point presentation, if you will, of what a pussy you are.
Right.
That you're so triggered by all of these different people. And it just grows and grows and grows. It is a nonstop growing list of people that trigger these wildly insecure beta males that have to Photoshop the image of Donald Trump because his breasts are so large, his gut is so big, and his ankles are so swollen, and his makeup is so bad. They cannot put out a real photo of him. They have to Photoshop it, which is interesting because recently J.D. Vance was busted on a White House page tightening up his waistline a little bit. He did a little Photoshop. Welcome to I've Had It. I'm Jennifer.
I'm Angie, the HBIC head beaver in charge.
We're America's top DEI podcast. We're the resistance. We're going to go down swinging in this authoritarian fascist country of ours. Let's check in with the lesbians. Kylie?
Hi. You know who everything you were saying reminded me of as well, and it's a habit of mine, is Kristi Noem's face plastered all over every airport in the United States. I have to look at her as I wait for my security, and I just can't do it.
Yeah. No, every time I've been in the airport, I mean, we've taken, in the last 3 years alone, we've taken hundreds of flights. Not once do I remember the Department of Homeland Security secretary seeing the video and picture. Like, I don't think it was out there. Maybe it was. I just didn't notice.
I don't even remember who it was.
Well, I remember they tried it at Mallorca or something.
But that's the point.
Right. I don't even know who it was. But I mean, her face is everywhere. She's on videos. Like, you're standing in line. There's a TV with her on it.
I'm aware.
I mean, it's just like, how insecure is she? She killed a fucking puppy.
Puffy.
A puffy puppy. Why did we elevate her to a new position? Like, people have false narrative, alternate facts. She killed a fucking puppy. Can we agree puppy killers and pedophiles are bad? Apparently not in MAGA.
And then just how she has to play dress up all the time.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
I mean, she's our age, and she's cosplaying an army gal, a sailor,
but prior to this job,
hygienist.
she faked being a dental hygienist, which that's some weird shit. You're the sitting governor of South Dakota. And we did a whole episode of this on iHip News, and you guys can search it up on our YouTube because it's more of a visual episode. This broad, before she was Department of Homeland Security, and while she was the sitting governor of South Dakota, dressed up in all these outfits and did all of these photo shoots or advertisements, one of which she's like a dentist or a hygienist, and it just gets weirder from there. Kylie can probably link it below because it's fucking hilarious and so deranged. All right, Kylie, what else?
Okay, I have a news story that dropped. I'm going to skip reviews today so we can just get to it.
Ooh.
It is from Them, the magazine, them.com. And it's titled, J.D. Vance's leaked Spotify playlist is bafflingly full of gay anthems. And this article is written by Matthew Rodriguez. And so a new website that dubbed itself the Panama Playlists has allegedly shared the personal Spotify playlists of many political elites. And I took the liberty to dive in to this. So here's the website. And you'll see they found J.D. Vance's playlist, Carolyn Levitt, Pam Bondi, Mike Johnson. And just right off the top, you see Justin Bieber and Backstreet Boys in J.D. Vance's playlist, which is pretty gay to me. We've also got Ron DeSantis here, so we'll dive into these. This is one of J.D. Vance's playlists. You'll note Backstreet Boys, Justin Bieber, Florence and the Machine, and it says most notable among the leaked playlists is one from J.D. Vance called Gold on the Ceiling, which seems to include quite a few beloved queer classics, including Stay by Lisa Loeb, Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody, and Tracy Chapman's Fast Car. Also making appearances are such women-fronted rock bands as the Alabama Shakes and No Doubt. This is that playlist.
Okay. I want to say that y'all know that I've had this theory, a working theory, a working hypothesis that I've shared before. I get this vibe when I see J.D. Vance on camera with the, smoky eye or the pre-smoky eye, lots of eyeliner. I always envision that when he gets home to the Naval Observatory, that he says hi to his wife and his kids, and then everybody knows Daddy's got to go in the bathroom, and that he has this trunk that he opens up, and in the trunk are high heels and feather boas and panties and all bras and
lacy
whips and chains and all sorts of fun stuff. And now, this was just something that my brain created. But now I see this Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. And now what I'm picturing is, and also in this hypothesis I picture him putting on eyeliner, like to the
fake
music.
lashes.
And now I think he's like, I want to dance with somebody. And then I think he's doing lipstick. And then he's like singing to himself and he has a microphone. This makes perfect sense.
Okay, so here's one of his playlists titled Gold on the Ceiling. And I noticed a couple things on here. We've got Carrie Underwood Before He Cheats. And then we've got a lot of Casey Musgraves, which is a huge LGBTQ plus ally, was a country star who put out a gay song and got hammered for it. And you'll see a lot like that. And then I also looked at Ron DeSantis. And the article goes to say, Don't Say Gay architect and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis did say gay in his Spotify playlist with his hodgepodge mix, including songs such as Elton John's I'm Still Standing, Queen's Don't Stop Me Now, and Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. And here's this, and you'll see tons. Billy Joel, all of it. Queen.
Okay. Here's what I have to say about Kitten Heels DeSantis. And I'm always reminded when Kitten Heels comes up of the Moms for Liberty woman named Bridget. And Bridget turns out like to have menage a trois with another gal and her husband, and she liked to do gay stuff with this woman. And she was BFFs, and her husband, they were BFFs with Kitten Heels, and they are just proudly anti-gay, proudly anti-pride flag. They believe that school teachers, who have one of the most difficult jobs in Trump's America because you have all these idiot parents.
Idiots.
They believe that school teachers are trying to indoctrinate them when the indoctrinators are the Bridgets, who has a side job as being a lesbian.
Right.
And this Kitten Heels who wants to bash all of this gay stuff, but then he wants to go listen to Queen. Fuck you. This is my point about this MAGA people. I do not, if you're going to be a white supremacist and you're going to outwardly accuse immigrants of being criminals when they're not and deny them due process, and you're going to accuse LGBTQ plus people in the most horrible, old, antiquated trope imaginable that they're bad for children, when Bridget could give two shits about her kids when she's out scissoring with the woman with whom they had the menage a trois with, and I don't care if Bridget wants to scissor, swing for the fences, scissor away, but don't be a fucking hypocrite. But these people, the Bridgets, the Kitten Heels, the J.D. Vances, if you're going to be hateful towards marginalized people, yet you want to enrich your life with the art that diversity and being an ally of the LGBTQ plus, and to not understand how much more difficult it is for these people to fight for their right to free expression in the horrid place that you want to make America, where it's white, white only, binary choices only, that they did it despite you. And then you want to go and enjoy in your spare time, you want to go listen to Freddie Mercury, you fucking queen, fuck you.
No, I completely agree. I mean, it's hypocrites straight down the line. But these are the same people that have merch for Alligator Alcatraz. They think it's funny and cute that people who are stuck with no due process and no criminal record, they might get eaten by alligators. and pythons. They think that's funny while standing on their Bible screaming about how devout they are to Jesus. So, I mean, these people are the worst.
I just think they want to be the thought police on us. And I want to say, to Kitten Hills, to J.D. Vance, the, smoky eye sociopath, J.D. Vance, I want to say to them, I don't want to control your thoughts. If you want to be a hateful bigot, swing for the fences. Bridget of Moms of Liberty, if you want to scissor in your private time, scissor away, sis. I don't have a problem with it. But in your public positioning, if you're going to belittle and be a bigot and demean and try to make these spaces, public spaces, less safe for our fellow Americans because you're so goddamn broken, you don't get to listen to gay music. You don't get to listen to black music. You don't get to go to basketball games. Quit watching football. Quit eating at Mexican restaurants. You go to Cracker Barrel and you go watch, what's that Kirk Cameron show in the 80s?
Growing Pains? Is that right?
Growing Pains. Go watch Growing Pains or go watch some Bible show and go eat at Cracker Barrel. That's it. No diversity for you. I think that they don't get to experience the beauty and the joy that is the experience of being an American, of living in a multicultural society, because it's my favorite part about being an American. My least favorite part about being an American are the Kitten Hills, the Bridgets, the hypocritical, evangelical, white MAGA Christians that fucking suck. And each and every day they suck more and suck more, and they get worse and worse and worse. And I just want to point out yet again, the architecture of these churches is horrible. If you weren't such despicable hypocrites, it might behoove you to hire a gay architect.
Right, exactly. And look at the Oval Office.
Which, by the way, Kylie, where is our Boycott Mega Churches merch?
I'm so glad you asked. It's actually now live on our store, so everyone can go buy right after this episode.
Would you please order all of us one so we can wear it?
I will.
On our podcast.
I'm so excited.
Boycott Mega Churches. We need to get this going.
For sure.
Yeah. All right. Buy our merch, Boycott Mega Churches. And if by chance any of you mega churchers are happening to listen here, please start boycotting your church.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 other things before we wrap on this subject I want to point out is Carolyn Levitt's playlist. They found one titled Baby Shower with a Blue Heart.
Of course.
The first one on the playlist is Run the World Girls by Beyonce, which I think is ironic.
Totally.
You got Cyndi Lauper, Leanne Womack, Meghan Trainor, all of this. And then the last thing I want to point out, Pam Bondi, she had her playlist. Her playlist is just titled Pam.
Of course it is.
Which I can't imagine doing that. And the first one on it is Hot in Here by Nelly.
Oh my gosh. But wait, here's Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson has Cyndi Lauper all through the night.
Mm-hmm.
Finding Nemo.
Can't Help Falling in Love. Chris Isaac. I think that's a get downtown in DC with boys song.
I just want to say back to Caroline KKK Levitt. The racism that the MAGA base shows to Beyonce cannot be stated as clearly as I'm about to say it. To try to own country music and to tell Beyonce that she can't do it is so inherently racist and demeaning to her. But the way white people treat Black women has just been so normalized. If you look at the way Serena Williams was treated, if you look at the way Michelle Obama is treated by this side, and then the way Beyonce is treated, who's a wildly successful musician, and she can make whatever the fucking kind of song she wants, because after all, this is America. It's supposed to be a free country. For that little bitch, Caroline Levitt, to enjoy Beyonce, that really pisses me off. Because again, I just think these people, if you want to be whites only, you have to live it. We expect you to live it. No gay music for you. No people of color music for you. No cultural food other than Cracker Barrel. I want their asses at Cracker Barrel all the time, and I want them listening to dump truck country music that whines about, the beer and the tear and all that.
I didn't notice on anybody's playlist, Kylie, and correct me if I'm wrong, I didn't see Jason Aldean, who's a big Trump dumper.
I didn't see any Christian music.
Kid Rock, Did anybody see Kid Rock on anybody's
No,
playlist?
because they suck.
Because they suck. And here's the deal. For Caroline Leavitt to have Aretha Franklin respect on her playlist when all she does is get up there and lie and disrespect my intelligence, my sex, my America, my kids, everything she does, every time she opens her mouth is disrespectful. It just irritates me that she has that on her playlist.
It really does me too, because in private, she'll sit and enjoy Beyonce and do, hey, all the single ladies, and probably wave her hand to the left. And then she would be the first, her boss just called for Beyonce to be arrested, right? Which is not normal.
No.
He has no problem picking on Black women all the time. Oprah, he wanted her arrested. He wants Beyonce arrested. He called Charlemagne the God a racist. We all know that this is their number one go-to. So I just don't think they should be able to listen to Black artists. I just think racist, if you don't have the simple ability to acknowledge how much better our culture is because of the diversity and how much more difficult it was for those artists. Their uphill climb to that was so much more difficult because of the structural barriers that have been cooked in the books in this country. There's just this kind of hypocrisy just goes, and I think we should expose it, all of it.
All of it.
Mm-hmm. Cracker Barrel, that's where they should eat. Mm-hmm. Maybe we should make a shirt, take your white ass to Cracker Barrel.
Nothing but Cracker Barrel.
And we can have all of the people that work in immigrant restaurants.
Yes.
That have T-shirts on at the hostess stand. If you voted MAGA, take your fat ass to Cracker Barrel.
Right. Go.
All right, Kylie, thank you for sharing that great journalism from, what was that guy's name, Matthew Rodriguez?
Yes.
I love him. Shout out to him. Okay, we have a guest today. He is an Olympic medalist, which that's pretty cool. He's an Emmy winner, which that's pretty cool. And the host of the podcast, Intrusive Thoughts by Adam Rippon. Let's welcome to I've Had It, Adam. Pumps and I need to share with everybody that we have written a book. It's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. And believe it or not, Pumps and I have not always been so rock solid, and we talk about all of our trials, tribulations, most of all our fuck-ups. Yes, because fuck-ups are relatable and a part of the human experience.
I have gotten so much feedback regarding the book that because of my situation with the religion and addiction and all that people relate to that. So I do think there's something to take away that's comforting about it, because we've all been in very difficult situations.
And listener, what we want you to do, this is the it book for summer reading. So please get your copy of Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches and take a picture of yourself with the book in really great places and tag at I've Had It podcast, and we will share your images with our summer it book. You can buy it in bookstores. You can buy it in the link in our bio. You can buy it at Target, Walmart, Amazon, etc. All the retailers. Happy reading and happy summer. This episode of I've Had It is brought to you by Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. From vacation rentals to hotels across the U.S., Booking.com has the ideal summer stay for absolutely anyone, even those who might seem impossible to please. Whether you're booking for yourself, your partner, your picky teens, or your sleep light early rise mom, you can find exactly what you're booking for on Booking.com. I personally just booked a trip for my sons and I to go to New York City, and I found the perfect hotel in the perfect location, and we were able to tackle the city with enthusiasm and convenience, and I just absolutely love this site. If our family can find their perfect stay on Booking.com, anyone can. Find exactly what you're booking for. Booking.com. Booking.YEAH. Book today on the site or in the app. Pump, so many people delay seeking health care, not because they don't care, but because they're overwhelmed by the system, the fine print, the endless calls, the confusion about what's covered and what isn't. And that's why I'm so excited to share with our listeners about Roe, because Roe clears that path by starting with a free insurance check to see which, if any, GLP-1 medications are covered by their insurance. No guesswork, no hassle, so you can feel good about taking the next step.
Insurance is the number one reason why people are not on GLP-1s when I tell them how I lost weight, because they don't know if it's covered, what the copay is. That's why I always love recommending Roe with their insurance checker.
Roe's insurance checker, you guys, it lets you know if you're covered for GLP-1s for free. And if you want to see if you're covered, just submit your insurance card and Roe completely takes care of the rest. Go to roe.co/hadit for your free insurance check. That's ro.co/hadit to see if your insurance covers GLP-1s for free. Go to roe.co/safety for black box warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. Okay, so let's welcome to I've Had It, Adam Rippon. And you all might remember that the last time Adam was on was when Pumps told everybody that she was supposed to get bangs at 60, to which Adam responded, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. And I think we learned that she's not.
Right. But I don't think that was a lot of deep research. I think that was pretty obvious from jump.
But you know what? I'm choking because I'm scared already. I think I take it back. I think that why not? You know what? It's with everything going on in the world, I don't think that bangs would be the worst thing that's ever happened to us.
That's probably
She
true.
did get this little
I
sassy
did get this
bob.
sassy bob. What do you think of my bob?
I love it.
I like it too. It's so easy. It's so much easier.
And I love the green too, the green glasses, the green
Thank
everything.
you. Oh my gosh. Adam's good for my ego because he's so cute. Great smile. You have a fabulous smile. Like your whole face lights up. Is that like fake smile, figure skating smile, or is that real?
It's definitely not real. It is from a really dark, scary place. But it is, you're right, beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, Adam, I just love you. I love cynical humor so much. So, you know, we need to do a little check-in with you and find out what you've had it with.
Well, I want to let you know before we even start, in your last episode with Sophia Bush, you had a quote, and this is what I've had it with, I'm with it.
Okay.
And the quote you gave was, "Oh my God, I just orgasmed at the cock." And I've thought about it every day, every hour, on the hour. I'll be doing whatever, and I'll stop what I'm doing, and I'll go, "Oh my God, I just orgasmed at the cock."
I said this?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
See, I don't even remember.
I don't even remember it. We filmed so goddamn much. What was this in context to? Whose cock was I thinking about?
Does it matter? I don't think it matters.
Yes, that's really, I mean, God.
It's really good.
Maybe
No,
I'm going to
true.
have a big gay moment on gay Twitter after that. That would be great because I love to be
hope
showered
so.
with gay men.
I do hope so. But so because you have like an incredible team, they asked, can you send over a few like I've had it. It's like, what are you thinking? Sent over like 5 ideas. Gonna go with none of them because
Good.
I've had it with something new today.
Oh, good.
I've had it with people who love like raw milk and people who are really into like natural products and saying like like our ancestors didn't do it this way, so like why are we doing it this way now? And I always think like your ancestors, if they were lucky, died at 33.
Right.
What are you talking about? They didn't do it this way. Yeah, they didn't do it. They stunk.
Right.
They're like inbred and they're dead at 33.
Exactly.
So no, I'm not going to use beef tallow. Sorry, I don't care. I'm not using beef tallow.
And they weren't taking handfuls of supplements. Do you take supplements?
My God.
Tell the truth.
Yeah, like a motherfucker, I do.
Like a motherfucker. I take a
I'm
few
swallowing those
supplements
things
too.
down.
Yeah, I do.
What are your favorites?
I do an iron and a calcium deal, and then I do the Nutrafol for hair. So I don't know. I mean, that's definitely a supplement.
Nutrafol, you owe us money for that.
Please let me be an endorser. But yeah,
We'll send Bill.
I take a big handful. But here's the deal with the raw milk and these people. They think they're so smart because they learned about it on the internet. And I'm just like, shut up. it makes people sick. The reason we don't do the same things they did 100 years ago is because of science, because we've gotten better, because there's more data. But people have zero respect for science anymore. It's gross.
It is gross. I don't want to drink milk that still has like hay in it. I don't. No. Take the hay out. Boil the milk. That's another thing where people will be like, no, it's okay to have the raw milk. You just boil it. I'm like, you pasteurize it? You mean you make it okay? Huh? They are out of their minds. They're out of their minds.
They are. And then like all of the MAGA, what's his name? Robert F. Kennedy.
Oh my God. Gingivitis? Yes.
Yes.
I know the guy.
It's just insane. Like that people think that this guy, like who staged a bear homicide in Central Park, he staged, and then he self-reported on videotape about staging the bear homicide,
right,
and explained it. And I'm like, if you listen to him for medical advice and you fall gravely ill and or die, you kind of deserve it.
Right.
Like we actually have geeked out, nerdy people that like to spend hours with their nose in the book. I'm not one of these people, but these are who we call the experts, and they geek out. They've never made a beat. They have no idea what it feels like. They grind, they study, they do results. They get a hard on from the results. What's my quote? Orgasm.
Oh my God, I just orgasmed at the cock.
They orgasm at the cock with the results of their studies.
The royal cock.
Yes.
The cock.
Yes. And it's like, why don't you listen to these guys? Like, they did the hard work. RFK Jr. did not. He did heroin and then told everybody about it, that it made him smarter.
Well, he's a fucking lawyer. Lawyers are not scientists. I mean, it makes no sense to me. Like, do you want a pediatrician to do a heart transplant on you? No. Do you want a lawyer to prescribe medication for your longevity? No. But people are doing it in droves. What drives me crazy is this measles thing where I have to seek out a measles booster because of my age, because all these people aren't getting vaccinated. And then you see these fuckers that say, no, we didn't vaccinate our kid. Our kid died of measles. And the next child we have, we're not vaccinating. And I just think there's no help for this person. These people, there's no help for them.
No, you're right. I don't want a lawyer to prescribe me like my medication. I want my lawyers to stage a bear murder in Central Park.
Exactly.
Like God intended.
Yes.
That's what I want.
Exactly. All right. Anything else that's not on the list that you've had it with?
Well, you know what? The last time I was here, I remember that I said I've had it with tiny microphones. And you both admitted that like you had been using them at the time. And I want to know that I have noticed that with the tiny microphone, you kind of both have abandoned ship. And I'm over the moon.
Because of you.
It's because of you. Like,
did I get in your head?
Yes, you did. Because here's the thing.
I knew it.
Here's the thing. I think the people that can change the world the most are judgy homosexual men. Yeah. Because there is something that a gay man can tell me or suggest to me that anybody else on the planet could tell me and suggest to me that I would just dismiss outright. But if a gay man says it, because I equate the gay living experience as
homosexuality to godliness.
Yes, exactly. It's top tier.
Yes.
It's top tier fashion, top tier. All the stuff is top tier. And so when a gay man says something to me, it really sits in my craw. And I think about it, and I think about my life choices, and I think about look in the mirror and say, buck up, buttercup. What can you do to get in their good graces?
Yeah.
What can you do to be a better ally and not get criticized and ridiculed and read for filth by a judgmental queen? What can you do to prevent that, Jennifer? And that's how I live my life every day.
And I know that's how you live your life. And that's why I came onto your podcast and demeaned you.
We like it.
We like it.
We like to be demeaned. I'll tell you what, I never really think about like, do I look good? Do I not look good? But if I have a gay man tell me like, oh my gosh, I love your outfit, I am immediately
It's life-changing.
I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, a gay man just told me they love my outfit. That happened to me at Beyonce. I was in line and this guy turned around, gorgeous gay guy, and he goes, I love your shirt. It's really cool. And I was just like,
And you're still wearing it.
yeah, haven't taken it off, haven't
You know
washed
why?
it.
Because you know it's real.
Right.
You know the compliment is real. If it's from a straight man, they could have ulterior motives. If it's from a woman,
Exactly.
it could be like they're kind of fucking with you or something. But if it's a gay man, they will not waste
No.
their vocal cords or their oxygen or their time to come give you a compliment unless they fucking mean it.
Absolutely. There's not enough time. We don't have time. So we have to use the time that we have. And if we do give a compliment, it's truly from the heart. But I will say, when you talk about gay men and fashion, I don't think every gay person is the expert, because there is something, now I'm thinking of it now. I get on this podcast and it all comes to me in a flash, all the things I've had it with.
Okay.
And I've had it with, I don't like the current style of everybody in this oversized stuff. I'm
it.
sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think when people are they'll see a picture of somebody who literally looks like they're in their daddy's suit to go to work. And I'll look at it and somebody will be commenting on this on social media and they'll go, oh, beautiful silhouette. And I'm like, that's not the silhouette of a human being. That's the silhouette of the Babadook.
Okay, let me ask you this, Adam. Yes. Because of my age and generational, I have a real
Good night,
problem.
everyone. We've had such a great time. Okay, go on. Yes.
I know that the style is for a man's suit to be kind of really tight on the leg and a little bit for what I would have called high water back in the day. It seems too short. And I'm trying, I appreciate it. Okay, this looks good because everybody tells me it looks good. What are your thoughts on the peg leg, super short male suit pant?
Did
she just say
leg,
peg?
Super short.
Did you just say peg?
A peg leg.
Yeah. Oh
Peg
my
leg.
God! I just orgasmed at the cock. I believe that a suit should have a taper cut, which basically it's the shape of a carrot, right? So that there's no creases and stuff in the knee. Yeah. Do some people look like they're getting ready for the flood? Pedal pushers is what I call them. The capri pants. I don't think so. I don't think we need to see your ankles. We know they're there. So I don't think we need to highlight them. I don't find it an alluring part of the male body, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes me feel better because I just really have a problem with it.
Yeah, I think that when it's too high, but it looks bad. But I do like a tailored.
No, I like the tailored, but I don't like.
Tailored, and I'm with him on these large clothes. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw my kids under the bus right now. Okay. My sons, Dylan and Roman. They're both darling.
Throw them.
They're tall, thin, obviously have great genetics and intellect, but that's neither here nor there. But they both.
I'm not laughing, by the way. Pumps is. Okay?
I know. And so, but what amazes me is when we go shopping, they're like, I want an extra large shirt. And I'm like, you're a medium.
Right.
And then they look at me like I'm a crazy person. And then I'm buying them all of this oversized stuff. And then I'm trying to explain to them, it makes you look like you're wearing clothes that are too big for you. And you look like this little person inside of these big clothes. But they will not listen to me, Adam. They just will not listen to me.
And you know what?
This.
I hate to tell it to you. I don't think they'd listen to me either.
I know.
Even though they should, because I really don't. It's the pants that bother me the most. Of they look like if they were to jump out of a plane, they would just float down like Mary Poppins.
What about people wearing pajama-like outfits in airports and on airplanes?
Okay, that depends. And I will tell you that I am wearing deodorant and cologne on a Zoom call because my worst fear is that you would do a sniff test on me at the airport.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it depends on, if it looks kind of athleisurely I'm okay with it. Matching set, okay,
Same.
Cool. It's a style. I know you're there for comfort. If you're there in Cookie Monster sweatpants,
yes,
it's over, honey.
Fleece.
Back up. Call the Uber, get back in, redo it, and then come back to the airport. I don't care if you miss your flight. You should miss your flight because it's not for the airport. It's not for public.
I completely agree. And we were on tour last year and we traveled all the time. And the outfit choices combined with the hygienic deficiency.
Deficiency. Yes.
In the United States of America airports, there's a lot. Our airports need to be better. We need to have air traffic controllers. I just read an article today that raw sewage was coming out of a ceiling in the Atlanta airport. And I thought, boy, that's terrible. And then I thought, well, maybe because everybody in the Atlanta airport is not wearing deodorant, maybe it would be a respite from the BO to smell raw sewage. And I just think we need to get a lot of super judgmental people at the doors of airports, and we need to start gatekeeping, and we need to take it back to where flying is a privilege, and you need to at least be travel ready. When you're traveling overseas and United Airlines, it's like you're travel ready because you entered in your passport and everything. We need to add another travel ready thing. Like, have you brushed your teeth?
Yes.
Have you scraped your tongue? Have you flossed? Have you exfoliated armpits? Have you applied deodorant? Have you wiped your ass? On and on and on.
When was the last shower? Shower within 12 hours of boarding.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's absolutely key. Another thing I've had it with is these people online. They'll promote these peddlers on TikTok who are like, I found this and it's click the shopping cart. Please don't. I've never swiped away from a video faster. If it has that little shopping cart, I run, not to the store, to the next video. But these people, they'll go on. There's this one thing, and it's like this peel where people put it on. They're like, look at all this dead skin that's coming off of my face. And I just think this is not what you think it is. One, it's the product balling up. And two, if you think that a product is going to ball up a bunch of dead skin, that means you're not washing yourself. If you have that much dead skin just sitting, my skin is so dull. What are you doing in there? Are you just sitting in the shower? It's like, let the rain fall, just letting the water come down. And you're like, well, I did it. No, you got to get in there and you got to fucking scrub.
I agree.
Every time I take a shower, I am near bleeding. And I think everyone should be like that. I'm coming out of there with a rug burn because I'm scrubbing myself down to the bone.
No, okay, I have to ask you a question. So we've started this new hypothesis or a new grievance that since MAGA, they're all about anti-LGBTQ plus. They're all anti-immigrants. They're just, they just want white people doing white people stuff.
Right,
so my thing is you don't get to watch sports anymore. You just get to go to Cracker Barrel and listen to, there's a tear in my beer type music. So as an American athlete that was in the Olympics, and when you know that smoky eye sociopath J.D. Vance. That's my nickname for the vice president of the United States.
I love it.
Smoky eye sociopath J.D. Vance wants to go and watch American athletes at the Olympics. And some of these athletes are black or brown skin. Some of these athletes might be homosexual, like yourself. I think that they shouldn't get to enjoy the wonderful beauty of the diverse part of our country. And if you were skating right now in this upcoming Olympics that we're going to have in this country with Trump, and Smokey Eye is going to be there, Taco Tits is going to be there.
God, how
Caroline
embarrassing.
KKK is going to be there. Would it just get in your craw a little bit that they're cheering for you while at the same time stoking up all the rural rubes to think that you're some sort of groomer or something? It pisses me off that they want it both ways.
I'll tell you that, knowing this administration, and we've all lived through it once before, a different version of it, that they'll be there, but they will actively not be cheering for those athletes. And they'll be actively pushing their own agenda at the expense of those athletes, just to make a mockery of it. And, when I competed at the Olympics, Mike Pence was head of the athlete delegation. And I was asked a simple question of what do you think about that? And I said that, he doesn't stand up for, what I believe in. He's a proponent of conversion therapy, and somebody who thinks that I need to be fixed definitely doesn't represent me. And so I don't agree with it. And we went on that interview ended. I did it in the parking lot of my rink outside of a Taco Bell. So it was just, it was what it was. And the next day, I was like absolutely nobody had just, not that I'm like some huge somebody now, but it was before I had even competed at the Olympics. And I was at the rink the next day. I had my phone off, like I was on the ice training, and I turn it on and I have all of these missed calls, and they are from the head of the U.S. Olympic Committee, head of U.S. figure skating. And I listened to them. I'm like, I'm in trouble. Right. What did I do? And I listened to the voicemails, and they're all like, please contact us immediately. The office of the vice president wants to reach out to you. And so they wanted to set up this meeting, and I declined the meeting because I was trying to get ready to go to the Olympics. I wasn't going to spend any time. One, Mike Pence had never heard of me before this article. Right. What were we going to meet about? Right? Like it was not going to go anywhere. And if anything, it would have just been like, oh no, they met. It's all good. Right. And so it just, it came and went, and it came and it went. By the time I got to the Olympics, somebody had leaked that they had reached out, and I was like, I don't know, ask them. And it went back and forth, and it just blew up to this big thing. And just to go back to your point of they'll be cheering for you. I remember being at the Olympics, and all of those fucking inbred Trump kids were all like, fuck Adam Rippon. And I'm like, fuck Adam Rippon. Fuck the fucking dentist that gave you those fucking toilet teeth, Don Jr. So they won't be cheering. And that's what's going to be so terrible is that, Donald Trump, anytime somebody says anything slightly positive in his direction, he's kissing their ass immediately. And anytime anybody says, and it doesn't matter who they are or whatever, if they're an American athlete competing in the United States at an Olympic Games, he'll talk shit about them. And that's why he's a motherfucker.
Yeah.
If he even is alive by 2028.
That's what I keep saying.
Jennifer always
I've been saying that all the time. Okay. Number one, I knew I loved you. When you asked Angie if she was okay over the bang meltdown. That was love at first, that first time. But this, knowing that you, before you won your medal, before you competed, that you had that kind of conviction and principle, and you stood up for yourself and you stood up for your community, and then you wouldn't allow him the decency of trying to make him, not decency, you wouldn't allow him the time to assuage his bigotry towards your community by saying, oh, I've spoken to him and we're okay. You know what? I think I orgasm at cock over you for that.
Yeah. Oh my God, I just orgasmed at the cock.
At the cock. I worship that level of conviction, and it just is becoming more and more rare. And I just commend you so much for that. And as we head into more and more of this just abject fuckery of this administration, I think it's so important that we talk about it and stories like yours be told, because this didn't just happen with Trump. Mike Pence was a bigot before Trump picked him to be his vice president. And this stuff has been building and building and building. But I don't want to get too deep because we have another podcast that we talk about politics on. But I do want to ask you, if you saw the image of Don Jr. in that kind of tight sweater a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see?
Of course.
Do you? I'm kind of thinking. You know how they have all that online, you can buy a sneaker, you can buy a Bible, you can buy a Trump trout, the online flea market is what I call it.
It's so disgusting, by the way.
MAGA man bras.
Yeah, actually, that's a great idea.
I think so too.
A collaboration with Skims, because I think that there's a huge market for that. Because you know what I think is because the male loneliness epidemic is so true and so sad. It's so sad that these men are so lonely. But if they just had the support of a bra, let's say, because they can't get the support of the people around them.
Right.
But I think that you are totally onto it. The support of maybe just lifting the breast tissue a few inches above of where it should be on a male body. I think that it would be really helpful. And I think that this is something that you should Shark Tank.
I think I should
trademark.
Shark Tank.
Hello,
Yes.
Mark Cuban.
Yeah, I got in a fight with the
Kevin O'Leary
on CNN.
And it was absolutely delicious.
Thank you. I think
I hate Kevin O'Leary.
I do too. And I hated him before this.
Prick. Yeah.
He's the worst shark. He's out there always giving the worst motherfucking deal. Somebody will come in with a piece of shit, and then everyone else will be like, no, and Kevin will, like a little fucking snake, come in there and try to charge some royalty. The worst shark. Never want to make a deal with Kevin. Come on. It's just, no.
This episode of I've Had It is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Fiscally responsible, financial geniuses, monetary magicians. These are things people say about drivers who switch their car insurance to Progressive and save hundreds. Because Progressive offers discounts for paying in full, owning a home, and more. Plus, you can count on their great customer service to help you when you need it, so your dollar goes a long way. Visit progressive.com to see if you can save on car insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary, not available in all states or situations. Today's episode of I've Had It is sponsored by ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program. You guys, I have 2 French bulldogs, and they are like the epicenter of my universe. Our illustrious star of our show, Pumps, has 2 French bulldogs, and one is just a teeny tiny baby who recently had a health issue.
That's right. And it makes me so nervous when I think about how expensive vet bills are. That's why I'm so grateful that pet insurance is available, because I don't ever want to have to balance my pet's needs versus money.
The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program offers customizable accident and illness plans, making it easier for pet parents like you to help your pet get the care they may need. The ASPCA Pet Health Insurance Program has been around for over 18 years, and they've helped more than 600,000 pets during that time. Listener, to explore coverage, visit aspcapetinsurance.com/hadit. That's aspcapetinsurance.com/hadit. Again, that's aspcapetinsurance.com/hadit. This is a paid advertisement. Insurance is underwritten by either Independence American Insurance Company or United States Fire Insurance Company and produced by PTZ Insurance Agency Limited. The ASPCA is not an insurer and is not engaged in the business of insurance. Do you remember our game, Had It or Hit It?
I love it. I love this game, yes.
Oh my God. Welcome to Had It or Hit It. I would hit it.
Had it.
Had it. I hit it every day, sometimes twice a day. Adam,
Okay.
Had it or hit it, people under 20.
Had it. I think you need to grow up, and I don't want to hear what you have to say until you can rent a car. There are people under 20 going onto the internet in our day and age, and they are giving medical advice.
Yeah.
Stop that. Read a book. Get your GED and get off of the internet. Stop it.
It's so
Awful.
true. It is so true. I always joke around with my kids. My son Roman is 19, and I'll be like, Roman, you should have known to do that. He's like, Mom, I didn't know. And I'm like, what have you ever done with your life, Roman? Come on, pull yourself together.
Right. You know what happens when I don't know? I look it up.
Right.
And they're addicted to not knowing. I don't know how to do. Stop. Look it up. That's what I did when I was taking the fucking Greyhound bus. I looked it up.
Troubleshoot.
Stop being 20.
Yeah. Okay. Had it or hit it, Amazon storefronts.
I've had it with them. I am hitting them up. I'll be honest. I am going there, and at the end of the day, I am going, you know what? I am glad that somebody from that somebody place is getting this commission, and they deserve this 3 cents, because now I have some sort of device that can suck the hair out of the dryer that gets stuck in the vent. And I wouldn't have had that before. And I also have detangling shampoo for my dogs, which I never would have looked up because my dogs have short hair and their hair doesn't even get tangled. But there was something so appealing about this woman who had this really ugly rescue dog. And I thought, what if my dogs do have, at one time and point, tangled hair, and now they won't. And so I've had it with the peddling. I am hitting up those Amazon storefronts. I'll be brutally honest with you. I'm joking up. I'm getting emotional. The other thing, people are selling these I'm so sorry, everybody. They're selling these other things on TikTok. It's all over the place. They're like, the nail clippers haven't been updated in 100 years. It's an edgy. They're just like, it's a nail clipper. And people are losing their goddamn shit over it to make $1. Please, it's just not worth it. In 20 years, when we look back, I'm going to cry. In 20 years, when we look back, it will not be worth it. Yeah. And your children's children will know that you took to the internet and said, I've never seen anything like it, and it was a nail clipper.
Oh my God. Okay. Had it or hit it, buttons in cars.
Okay, I'm hitting the buttons. I'm missing the pushing of the buttons. I just got a new car. I'm bragging. And in this car, there's not a button to be found. I'm looking around. I'm touching everything. Everything is a completely smooth surface. Yeah. It's just a giant iPad in the middle. Where are the buttons? Where's the switches? I want to hear the click. I want to feel the push. Because also, when I'm driving, what do you want? Want me to scroll through the internet to try to figure out how to turn the air conditioning on? No, because back in the day, back when America was great, we actually had buttons in the fucking cars. So I could kind of read it like Braille of where the air conditioning was. And now I can't. Now I'm having to hey, everybody, sorry, I'm going 80 miles an hour on the highway. This will just take a second. Kind of going through the whole thing, scroll, looking for the air conditioning. Put the buttons back in the car.
Yeah.
It's got to be more reliable than a fucking iPad.
And there's something so satisfying about pushing a button.
Right.
To turn back in the day, and I don't know if you're too young for this, but there were these adding machines, like calculators that had a little receipt on them, like a little white paper thing. And it was the most satisfying thing on the planet to be like $25.99 plus, and it goes, and the receipt kind of spits it out. You're pushing these physical buttons, and it makes these clanking noises. Don't you remember your mother or like a secretary? They would use the back of a pencil, the eraser, and some of these women were fierce with these calculator machines with the white roll, and they'd be like, and then tear the receipt off and hand it to you. And I just, God, it's just, you know what? What is my quote? Orgasm at the cock.
Oh my God, I just orgasmed at the cock.
That's exactly what it's like. Okay, all right.
Yes.
Had it or hit it.
But you know what? You're an interior designer.
Yes.
You know how important a beautiful switch is.
Yes. Agreed.
You know how incredible, oh my God, I just orgasmed at the cock. When you hear that click of a button, you know that.
Okay. Adam, had it or hit it, Riley Gaines.
Oh God, I really have had it with her. Let me tell you, somebody who was fifth. I've got to say, you know what's so sad is that for anybody, that's not easy what she was able to do. She was a good athlete, not a great athlete, but that she thinks that she can stand toe to toe with somebody like Simone Biles is so absolutely fucking insane. And I hate her because I think that she is a peddler, because she is going out there and she's one step away from going, I've never seen a nail clipper like this. Only she's doing it about everything else. She's doing everything she can. Every time they hit her on Fox News, she's in the suit and she's in the hair. Yeah. And she is auditioning. And I'm like, you don't even fucking care about what you're talking about. You're just pissed off. And what I truly believe this, is that it all happened, and then somebody got in her ear and was like, it's not right. This isn't right. And it's just one day, I don't feel sorry for her, but there's a part of me that does, because one day, if she ever does wake up, she'll be completely ashamed of herself. And I hope she is, because the way that she goes out and she finds these obscure teams in these small towns where there's, a little girls softball team where it's just, these girls are just playing softball. They're 10 years old. And you're trying to dox them and, harass these families. Get a fucking grip. First of all, you shouldn't have a platform it's for your rhetoric to even be able to get out there. She's a sorry, sore loser.
Agree.
And, on Fox News, they will say, they will call her an Olympic swimmer. She was never in the Olympics, and then she doesn't correct them. She allows the lie to perpetuate. And there's this guy that I follow on Twitter, and his Twitter name is Evan Loves Wharf, and he just trolls the fuck out of Riley Gaines. And every single time she tweets, he retweets it and he puts, "Did they beat you at swimming too?" Every grievance.
I love these tweets.
Have you seen this guy? And he is relentless with her because she got 5th place.
Right.
And she acts like this grave injustice has occurred to this blonde-haired, blue-eyed MAGA female, who all you have to do to be qualified to work at Fox is say, "I will orgasm at Donald Trump's cock," and then you're going to have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And then more than likely you could get a job with the federal government if you do well enough defending Trump on Fox News. It's just fucking insane. But I hate this. I cannot stand this kind.
I can't stand her.
I can't stand her. And I'm just like, you got 5th place. Like, nobody is talking about 5th place.
And not even at the Olympics.
Not at the Olympics. And here's the deal. She's one of those people that her mommy told her, "You're the best and you would have won. But for that blah, blah, blah." It's like, no, you wouldn't have won. You would have been fourth. And
No, she would have been 5th still. She tied for 5th with Leah. She still would have been 5th. Nothing would have changed. She tied for 5th with the person she's complaining about. She tied for 5th with the girl she is just trying to take down her life. And if Leah wasn't even in that race, she'd still be 5th. Like, what are we not getting? And then when they go on Fox News, it's not even the Olympian that where they're like, "She's an Olympian." That doesn't even, it does bother me. It doesn't bother me as much as they're like, "You would have been my hero. I would have had a poster of you in my room." No, you would not. No. She's selling edgy nail clippers on TikTok. She is a disaster. She's a disaster. I hate her because she is completely her whole platform. And I just think, I've loved listening to this podcast and I love how political you both are, but the pendulum swings, you guys. We all know this. The pendulum swings and it swings one direction and it gets overcompensated and we swing another direction. This won't last. This won't last. And what will you do when the pendulum swings the other direction? You will have ruined your life and you're a 20-year-old girl who tied for 5th. It's just not going to work out.
You know what amazes me? Because I'm with you. I always tell pumps all the time, all of this MAGA stuff, what these people don't realize is how short-sighted they're being. And then these pundits that get out there that have completely morally compromise themselves, where 2 years ago they're on tape saying one thing about Trump and now they've caved, and they keep leaving more and more videographic evidence of what duplicitous hypocrites they are. And it's just so short-sighted because at some point this will end, and it's going to end in a spectacular face plant. And what will remain is what side you stood on. Did you cave? Did you go rush to the MAGA morons and vote against the people that you care about, that you're nice to their face, and then go vote behind their back? Because I'm not fucking doing that. And then the people, I've been so shocked at how many pussies live in this country. The amount of people that have bent the knee to him, where if you're a billionaire, Jeff Bezos, you fucking won at capitalism. You're so unaffected by any of this shit. Why did you bend the knee to him? I'm just so shocked.
I mean, but what do you expect? He had carpet at his wedding. He can buy anything. He can buy absolutely anything. And he and Lauren Sanchez went to, Floors and Decor, and they went, "We'll take it." And it's they're like, "No, but that's a great carpet, and what?" And they're, no, we'll take it all. He could have literally carved marble out of like the rarest stones, and like they laid it down and they leave it for the people of Italy. But he had great carpet at his wedding. And we sometimes have the bar too high. We sometimes think like, no, they should know better. No, people used to build buildings. The Rockefeller Center, that's a family, right? That they built that and it's still there, right? You know what's not still there? The gray carpet in Venice. That's gone already. It's gone already.
Such a good point. Okay, last one. Had it or hit it, JD Vance.
I've had it with JD Vance. He is absolutely exactly what you were talking about, of somebody who was on the record of being a never Trump guy to then, completely changing his mind. And I think like, I don't know how they don't feel this, or they're not seeing what they're doing as like, I can see absolutely through what you're doing. This is an opportunity for you to gain power. And so you've decided that, I can revert back on what I said. And you know what, maybe I was wrong on this. But the difference is between this and like in the past, right? Because I think sometimes people try to make comparisons to the past. If maybe in the past there's been a politician who was like, I don't believe in gay marriage, and they changed their mind on that. I think the difference between this, besides the very obvious ones, but is that like you've decided to change your mind to going, well, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Immigrants don't belong here. And I don't believe people should have rights. I don't know what I was thinking, that people should have rights or people should feel safe. And that's where, I think we all draw the line. And I think that's, he's the epitome of like the worst of it. This guy who tries to go out there and be like, I'm just the cool beer drinking guy. And it's like, no, you're wearing eyeliner.
What about the video of him running at Disneyland?
I mean, pull that up. That is the sprint heard around Southern California. The pitter patter of those New Balances on the sidewalk, I'll never forget it. And it's a pitter patter. It's not like it's a pitter patter.
I mean, here's my thing about like JD Vance and all of these guys. Like they talk nonstop about how masculine they are, and how girly and how beta liberal men are. Yet they have literally changed their entire identity, moral compass, everything about them for a guy that needs a man bra, that has cankles, that has a pot belly, that cheats at golf, that cannot blend his makeup. There is nothing more beta than a MAGA man. Nothing. What you did to Mike Pence is an alpha move all day long and twice on Sunday. As a gay man, Olympic medalist in the United States, you had more alpha energy than all of the MAGA men combined by the way you handled Mike Pence. And I fucking will love you and worship you forever for that. That was the best story. Like, I don't want this episode to end and we're out of time. Like,
I know, I don't either. I was just thinking the next time one of us is out of town, Adam has to be the guest host.
He has to be the guest host.
Yes, you have to be our new guest host.
I would love it. Yeah. Okay. And I'll think of Amazon products that I can pitch in my storefront.
Okay, Adam, I just forgot how great it was to have you on. It's been too long.
It's been too long. This should be like a reoccurring quarterly.
I've had it with not having Adam on once a month.
Agree?
Yes, I'm there. I got the mic. I got the camera. I'm ready to go.
I love it. You got the alpha energy.
That's right. And good luck with your podcast, your new podcast. Tell us the name again.
Yes, it's Intrusive Thoughts.
Love that.
And you can listen to it wherever you listen to podcasts and wherever you get your products on Amazon. I'm sure you can find it somewhere there.
I'm going to listen to it while I play with my new fingernail clippers.
And have an orgasm on the cock.
And as I orgasm. All right.
And you've never seen anything like it. Love you guys so much. I'm going to stop.
Bye, Adam. Thank you.
Bye. I love him.
And I knew I loved him. Like, I remember, I'm excited to have him again. I fucking love him.
We went over time like by 15 minutes.
On purpose.
And there's nothing in there that's boring that needs to be cut because he's that spectacular.
When he said she still would have gotten
5th place.
I honestly had to squeeze so I wouldn't pee my pants. I was laughing
Did
so
you
hard.
do a Kegel?
I was kegling over here.
You were
sitting in my
kegling?
green glasses and my green shirt. I was kegling because I was laughing so hard. I'm like, I'm going to tinkle in my pants. He's fucking
Kegling
hilarious.
for Adam Rippon.
That's right.
That's what maybe we should title this
episode.
episode, Kegling with Adam
Rippon.
Rippon. I think he said Rippon.
Did he?
Kylie.
Okay. 'Cause we
Rippon.
got back- I thought
I
it was
introduced
Rippon.
him as Rippon
Because
because we're Southern and Rippon.
Rippon.
Rip it. Yeah. Adam Rippon. Olympic medalist Adam Rippon. Adam, what's up?
No, he's the best. He's the best.
All right. Okay, Pumps, tell him about the book.
Okay. We have a book, and we also have the audiobook if you would like to hear our Southern accents whisper in your ear the words to this gorgeous book. And it's called Life is a Lazy Susan of Shit Sandwiches. There's a link in our bio. You can get it anywhere you get books. You can get it audiobook.
Can you get it on Amazon storefronts?
I don't know. I've seen it in the airport. Does that count?
That's
Is that a storefront? I mean, that's a storefront, but is it Amazon? I don't know.
okay. We got to go.
We got to go. We will see you next Tuesday and Thursday.
I'll tell you what I've had it with. Let's hear it. I've had it with that. Listen up, patriots, gaytriots, and natriots. We have a new podcast that has dropped. It's called iHip News. It's Monday through Friday, every day, 15 to 20-minute hot takes on the political landscape of the United States of America, always served with a side of petty grievances.
We are on all the available platforms, Apple, Spotify, Google, whatever you get your podcasts, and YouTube.
Please go rate, subscribe, and review so that we will chart upwards with America's greatest legal mind. Pumps, what does an eagle say?
Caw-caw!
A little bit more enthusiasm.
Caw-caw!
That's it. That's
Caw-caw!
the patriotism that this country needs right there.